Yeah, well, I mean, so I guess it was like last week, the president encouraged me via Truth Social and also via phone call to be more aggressive. And I was like, okay, yes, sir, Mr. President, we will indeed do that. The president is the commander-in-chief. I do what the president asks. And I said, can we send out an email to everyone just saying, what did you get done last week? And the president said yes, so it did that. We got a partial response. We're going to send another email. But our goal is not to be capricious or unfair. We want to give people every opportunity to send an email. And the email could simply be, what I'm working on is too sensitive or classified to describe. Like literally just, that would be sufficient. I think this is just common sense.
And what is your target number for how many workers, employees you're looking to cut total?
We wish to keep everyone who is doing a job that is essential and doing that job well. But if the job is not essential or they're not doing the job well, they obviously should not be on the public payroll.
Mr. Musk.
I think that email perhaps was misinterpreted as a performance review, but actually it was a pulse check review. Do you have a pulse? Do you have a pulse and 2 neurons? So if you have a pulse and 2 neurons, you can reply to an email. This is, I think not a high bar, is what I'm saying. This is, should be, anyone could accomplish this. But what we are trying to get to the bottom of is we think there are a number of people on the government payroll who are dead, which is probably why they can't respond. And some people who are not real people, like they're literally fictional individuals that are collecting paychecks. Well, somebody's collecting paychecks on a fictional individual. So we're just literally trying to figure out, are these people real? Are they alive? And can they write an email? Which I think is a reasonable expectation for the American public would have at least that expectation of someone in the public sector.
I'd like to add that those million people that haven't responded, though, Elon, they are on the bubble. I wouldn't say that we're thrilled about it. They haven't responded. Now, maybe they don't exist. Maybe we're paying people that don't exist. Don't forget, we just got here. This group just got here. But those people are on the bubble, as they say. Maybe they're going to be gone. Maybe they're not around. Maybe they have other jobs. Maybe they moved and they're not where they're supposed to be. A lot of things could have happened. I wouldn't say that Biden ran a very tight administration. They spent money like nobody's ever spent money before, wasted money. The Green New scam, all of the different things they spent money on. And you've seen that. You've seen that with some of the things that I read in speeches. I read them and people can't believe when I read them. 20 million here, 30 million here for a little educational course on something, circumcision, right? Circumcision. $20 million to inform the people of such and such a country on other things and other things other than that. So, yeah, those people are, right now we're trying to find out who those people are that haven't responded. Now, there'll be some agencies, like Marco has people within state that are right now doing very classified, very confidential work, and we understand that. We've talked, and we're being a little more surgical. And Marco's doing a lot of things himself. And some of the secretaries we're going to be going to them. We're going to be talking about it today. We're going to ask them to do their own Doge. In other words, they'll look in their group, and I spoke with Lee Zeldin, and he thinks he's going to be cutting 65% or so of the people from environmental. And we're going to speed up the process, too, at the same time. You had a lot of people that weren't doing their job. They were just obstructionists, and a lot of people that didn't exist, I guess, Lee, too. You found a lot of empty spots that the people weren't there. They didn't exist.
Maybe Democrats should just take some advice from the Raging Cajun. With no clear leader to voice our opposition and no control in any branch of government, it's time for Democrats to embark on the most daring political maneuver in the history of our party. Roll over and play dead. Former House Speaker K-Mac is here now. All right, K-Mac, what did you accomplish last week?
Last week, very big, because my whole house had to get fixed. I actually did a speech with Rahm Emanuel, and my favorite part of doing the speech with Rahm Emanuel, we had done one before the election, and I told the entire crowd that I was right, he was wrong, because I predicted all the right
And he
outcomes.
got paid well into six figures for the speech, so congratulations.
Nothing of your level.
Not my level. We'll have to see
about that. And I even know the name of my show.
I had Water's World only a few years ago, but...
Hey, everybody has a Biden moment.
We didn't,
understand.
We didn't
okay.
doge Water's World, I promise. The advice that they're giving Democrats, play dead. Do you think that's smart?
They want him to do something. When they say play dead, it says get up and do something. They're making all the wrong arguments. But what America has to do, and wake up to this, the whole reason why Elon sent these people an email, when we took the majority and just had the House, we passed a bill that ended COVID and then passed a bill that people had to come back for work. The Democrats in the Senate fought it. President Biden fought it. And you know why? Because all these people weren't working. What Elon is doing that he can see, when we send you an email, you haven't even opened it. I wished we hadn't told the press about this, right? Just send them an email and say, hey, what do you got going? When you go onto your app, don't you get second authentication? They have to send you a text, they send you a password to get in. These people don't even respond to a simple email, so they're not at work. They're supposed to be working from home. They're not opening their emails. Then do we need them? Because this is taxpayer money. This is hardworking taxpayer money. What's wrong with having accountability?
So
that should have been the test. They don't have to say they did 5 things. Did you open the email?
All right, so you're saying that if you give like a federal employee 3 days and he doesn't open an email from his boss in 3 days, he's not working, maybe he's in Mexico?
Well, no, somebody could be out sick, somebody could be on vacation. I get that. But if you can check, Elon can check now for the last 3 months you haven't opened your email. And think about if you're working at the Department of Defense. You should be paying attention. I'll bet you, what if you're working on the border? What if you're doing something else? And you're not responding to a constituent. What about all this? People will need a permit. People need something in the VA. People need the IRS to answer. If you're not answering it and you're not showing up at work, how do the constituents get the work done?
Are people double dipping? Are they working at Arby's and also working for the VA?
I don't know that they're double dipping because I think they get a good paycheck from the federal government if you don't have to show up and you're just sitting at home.
What if they're remote working from another job and remote working from the federal government?
You could.
You could be making $250 grand staying at home.
Yeah, I don't think that's going everywhere. But I'm shocked enough. Who do we have at 200 years old, or who do we have older than America that's getting Social Security? And why didn't the director from before know that? It's either our technology is so old that is showing up, or that's literally happening. And I don't understand where the outcry, why both sides wouldn't just stand up and say, why didn't we know this ahead of time? And why isn't this fixed tomorrow?
All right, if you had one thing to say to Jasmine Crockett, what would it be?
The last woman who said that to Elon was a state rep in California. And you know what happened?
What?
He moved his company to Texas.
Ooh.
So think about that. And think about how much taxes California just lost. I think they should celebrate Elon and anybody else who wants to go and volunteer to make the government more accountable, more efficient, and more effective. That's not a Republican or Democrat idea. That's an American belief that you love your nation, just as Kennedy said. Don't ask for what the country can do for you. What can you do for your country?
So don't play dead, throw Musk a party.
Throw Musk a party and help out.
All right. Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for having me back on Water's World.
It's okay. It's my pleasure. Is it Saturday night?
If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date with future videos. Thank you for watching.